And now for your real champion. I call this segment the first of the first responders. For the past 2 years, our nation has witnessed historic challenges: the pandemic, civil discord, increasing numbers of natural disasters. A term that's become familiar? First responder. COVID made conditions especially risky for healthcare workers under the strain of crowded facilities with dwindling supplies while short-staffed. But for some first responders, like police officers and firefighters, the conditions have always been risky, not just heightened with the pandemic. In fact, police officers from the Elite Highway Patrol Unit are the first of the first responders. They're the officers on motorcycles who have the honor to escort dignitaries or ride in formation at the funeral of a fellow officer. But they're also the first ones called for explosions, gunshots, major accidents, never knowing what they'll face. Officer Andy Chan and Kyle Cross are two of these brave warriors, both wearing the badge because as young boys, they both met police officers who were positive role models. Assigned as partners in highway patrol, they quickly developed a friendship based on common bonds of devotion to family, faith, and sense of duty. Everyone knew when Andy reported to headquarters for duty. Upon entrance, he'd announce, "Highway!" His passion is evidenced in a recruiting video when he shares that if you love doing good things for people, especially strangers, their smile is the best reward, and being a police officer is the best job you could ever do. Kyle remembers their early days together and the Amtrak train wreck of 2015. They were two of the first to arrive. It was like a movie. Dust filled the air. The sight was one of devastation. Some had already died, others severely injured. Kyle followed Andy's lead. Andy was poised, took control, walked straight through a fence, right to work pulling bodies from the wreckage. Wires were down, sparks flying. They worked quickly to bring as many as possible to safety. Even before they were a pair, one day both men were on a train headed to court. A mother got off the train and her small child fell onto the tracks. By instinct, both men leaped into action and saved the toddler, without hesitation. Both from the same neighborhood, Kyle picked Andy up each morning. They rode their motorcycles together to and from work every day for 4 years. They were a team. Kyle remembers with mixed emotions. When he became sergeant, he was honored by the promotion, but would no longer be Andy's partner. On a fateful day, it was Kyle's first time to cover calls from the police radio, and he heard the signal that was unthinkable. "Officer down," and the call number was Andy's. Kyle raced to the hospital to be by his side. Earlier that morning, Andy was on his usual path to work when a vehicle driven by an elderly man hit his motorcycle and left Andy with severe permanent injuries. Kyle stayed at his bedside for 2.5 days without changing or showering, hoping Andy would respond. Kyle requested that he be assigned to stand duty at Andy's hospital room for the long months to follow, always with his friend. After weeks in intensive care and a year in physical rehab, Andy finally went home. Support has come from Families Behind the Badge, which raises money for families of injured and fallen officers. Hundreds have gathered in prayer for Andy. Andy Chan, a highly decorated officer, 24 years of service, who now faces severe limitations for the rest of his life. I had the chance to speak to Andy's dear wife, Tang. She's grateful for the support from Kyle, fellow officers, and the community as she and her family face one day at a time. Kyle considers Andy to be family. It was Superhero Day at school last week, and Kyle's 2 children wore T-shirts bearing the face of their Uncle Andy. Kyle shares that the accident changed everyone's life, especially in highway patrol. You never know what can happen. Be thankful for every day. As for loyalty and devotion to his partner and friend, he replied, "I'm there for him, just like he'd be there for me." We salute you, Sergeant Kyle Cross and Officer Andy Chan. You're real champions. And a special thank you to all the police officers for their service. Thanks for joining us at our new home here on Saturday nights at 5 o'clock. Remember, you can hear all of our shows again when you visit our website, yourradiodoctor.com. A special thank you to our exclusive sponsor, Independence Blue Cross, and for the support from Recovery Centers of America and the Rothman Orthopedic Institute. It's March, Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. Join the Blue Lights campaign. Hang a strand of blue lights on the front of your home or business, a blue light on your porch. Send a photo to info@bluelightscampaign.com. Follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. Bring a friend to listen on Saturday nights at 5 here on 1210 WPHT. because we're here to remind you that your health is your wealth.
Thanks for listening to Your Radio Doctor, Dr. Marianne Ritchie, presented exclusively by Independence Blue Cross. To contact Dr. Marianne and to listen to today's show as well as past shows, visit yourradiodoctor.com. This program is a paid commercial announcement and does not reflect the views of WPHT or its management. Today's program has been pre-recorded.
I'm Lisa Thomas-Laurie. If you're on Medicare, I've got great news. Keystone 65 HMO plans from Independence Blue Cross have earned 5 stars, Medicare's highest rating for 2022. Some plans have no monthly premiums, no deductibles, and no copays for primary care visits and some prescription drugs. Don't wait. Visit ibxmedicare.com/star.
Every year, Medicare evaluates plans based on a 5-star rating system. Keystone 65 offers HMO plans with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Keystone 65 Medicare Advantage plans depends on contract renewal. This is a paid endorsement.